Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday here at Instant Deck Tech Land, and we have a super sweet list to look at today. This is Grixis Ninjas by Sasaki Ishiro, who took it to an undefeated finish in the infamous Small Japanese tournament, but congrats to Ishiro on their finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break it all down. If you enjoyed this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Grixis Ninjas, predictably, is built around ninjas. So it's kind of based on the ninja creature type, which not only means a lot of the creatures are ninjas, but you also have a lot of the ninjutsu mechanic, which basically lets you bounce an unblocked creature and put one of your ninjas into play for cheap. And most of the ninjas have an ability that does something when you deal combat damage to your opponent, so you can get to like sneak in your ninjas to get this advantage, like Ninja the Deep Hours, usually 4 mana, but ninjutsu's for only 2 mana. You get to pick up one of your creatures, and when it deals damage, you draw a card. Higure the Still Wind lets you tutor for a ninja when it deals damage, and Throat Slitter lets you destroy one of your opponent's creatures when it deals damage. So kind of the idea of this deck is we're going to have some creatures that we want to bounce with our ninjas because we want to reuse their enter the battlefield abilities, and then we also get value from the ninjas themselves, drawing cards, tutoring things from our library, slitting our opponent's throats, and so forth. So ninjas are kind of the foundation of the deck, but what are we looking to bounce with ninjutsu? And we have a few different options. First, we have a couple of fairies in Spell Stutter and Vendilion Click. So Spell Stutter, we're not overloaded with fairies, so we're not going to counter huge things. It's not like that. However, it does stop a Thoughtseize, a Path to Exile, even just by itself. So it's a good cheap thing to pick up. It's often an unblocked creature because it has flying, so evasion lets us sneak our ninjas in easily. And then Vendilion Click lets us disrupt our opponent, look at their hand, also has flying, which makes it hard for the opponent to block. Now we also have Venser, Shaper, Savant, and Snapcaster Mage. So Venser just lets us bounce our opponent's stuff. Spells, permanents, whatever. Little more challenging to get in with and become unblocked because it doesn't have evasion. But it is a very powerful effect. And then Snapcaster Mage lets us reuse all of our spells, and we have a ton of spells, so we can potentially just keep picking up our Snapcaster and generate a ton of value, recasting removal, like Lightning Bolts and Terminates and Fatal Push. Lightning Bolt, of course, can also go at our opponent's face once we get them down to a low life total. So we had a bunch of removal we can use to disrupt our opponent, kill their stuff, go to the face. We also have a bunch of counters which work well with our Snapcaster Mage. Cryptic Command kind of does it all. Not only can we use it to counter stuff and draw cards and all that, bounce something, but in the late game we can tap down our opponent's blockers to get in and trigger our ninjutsu, get the unblocked creatures. Spell Snare for turn 2 to stop Dark Confidants and Tarmogoyfs and all that, and then a Remand, and then we have a little bit of discard as well in Inquisition. Also just additional value with our Snapcaster Mage, gives us something to do on turn 1 since our creature curve isn't really starting till turn 2, and then hopefully turn 3, turn 4, turn 5 start our ninjutsu value plan. As far as the mana base, Creeping Tar Pit and Mutavault are two of the most important lands in the deck because they give us additional creatures that we can pick up to trigger ninjutsu. Creeping Tar Pit especially is great. It's a little expensive, 3 mana to activate, which means we're going to need at least like 5 or 6 mana to be able to ninjutsu something, but since it can't be blocked, it's almost guaranteed to give us ninjutsu unless our opponent has removal or something, but it's always going to be an unblocked creature. Mutavault, not unblockable, but really cheap to activate, then some fetch lands, a bunch of shock lands, a couple of buddy lands, and then some basics. As far as the sideboard, Duress and Slaughter Games help us fight combo decks primarily. Duress, attacking our opponent's hand. Slaughter Games can get rid of all the Scape Shifts, all the Primeval Titans, all the Ad Nauseums, whatever we need to get rid of in a matchup. Grafdigger's Cage and Relic to fight graveyards. Anger and Sower come in against creature decks, so Anger just wipes away the board, and then Sower Temptations is best against big creatures if our opponent gets an Emrakul or something like that, we can always steal it with Sower. And then Negate and Illness in the ranks, just kind of for general value. Negate helps against combo decks, and Illness in the ranks, very good against any token-based strategies. So anyway, that is Grixis Ninjas for Modern, and that's our instant deck tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.